A typical day in prison for me, I was up by 4:30 or 5 a.m. I would get in the shower, get ready, and then as soon as they opened the unit, I was out the door. And I would go over to the kitchen, grab an apple if they had one, eat some oatmeal, and then I would head down at Waseca. I'd head down to the rec yard because I had a little office there. They'd open that by 6, and I would go back. I was all by myself, and it was quiet, and I loved it. And I would go in and I would read my scriptures, and I would pray. I'd write out my list of goals for the day, and then I would go outside and I would walk, usually like 5 miles, just walk. Even in the wintertime, I wanted to be outside. I felt very connected to nature. And then by 10:30, they buzz you back to the unit. Everybody has to go back. They call the 10-minute move. And after that, I can't remember if they counted us then. They count us 2 or 3 times a day to make sure everyone's there. And then they open up the kitchen. And so then they let us back out of the unit. I would go back to the kitchen, get something for lunch. And then by noon, I would go back to the rec yard. And that's when I worked. And I would do help people with resumes, do reentry, walk again. And then at 3:30, they call us back to the unit. They count us again. And then they open the unit around 4:30 so you can go eat dinner. It's like an early dinner. And then I'd head back to the rec yard, walk again, read, work. And then they call the move again, I think like 8:30, and we all have to go back to the unit. And that's when we're done for the night. And then they count us, and we're supposed to be quiet and go to bed, but that doesn't always happen. Sometimes it gets noisy and crazy. My favorite times of the day in prison were first thing in the morning when it was quiet, and in the evening after they called count and things got quiet again. Those were my favorite things. A lot of boredom, also a lot of time to read and do things that I want to do out here.